An axe. The man threw himself off the ground, lift up his clothes. His waist was scarred like a tree. The man began to mutter, and the more he talked, the fewer leaves fell from the tree. In no time at all, half of them had fallen off. The master told Jack that he had to go out of town for a meeting and wouldn't be back for 3 days. He told Jack to be quiet and wait for him. Jack was terrified of answering the phone and then hanging up. He tried to communicate with words, but even when he wrote, the leaves fell off. He was so shocked. He made a gesture, and the leaf fell off. It was so hard for Jack not to be able to talk. It's embarrassing to order a coffee. I don't know what happened, but he ordered 6 coffees. Jack was so frustrated. Crossing the street with his coffee, Jack met a blind man. The blind man asked if the light was green. Jack misled him and he ran into the middle of the street. Jack had to run to save him. Not only did he spill his coffee, but he also caused a lot of accidents. After reaching the other side of the street, he lost his last cup of coffee. Now Jack can only talk to people with his eyes. He can fool people in everyday life, but not with clients. Jack's not doing a very good job of communicating with his customers. The boss asked him to take care of another order as compensation. Jack had no choice but to put his assistant on it, but the assistant was a novice and said the wrong thing. He even smashed the table with a gesture that didn't fit the scene. Just then the gardener started watering the plants. Jack in the restaurant was sweating like crazy along with the trees. The client was furious. The boss was furious when she found out. She gave Jack one last chance to take advantage of the afternoon tea to get the other customers. But when Jack arrived at the place, the house gardener started to get rid of the bugs. As the fog rose, Jack became dizzy. He started acting like a child. He even stuck a cookie up his boss' nostril. The boss fired Jack on the spot. One thing led to another. That night, his wife invited Jack to the hotel. Jack offended her by not being able to talk. He was kicked out. She was so angry that she took her son back to her hometown. Pushed to the limit, Jack thought of doing charity work. He bought a truckload of baguettes and hit the streets. But it didn't work. So he went to the nuns and donated some money. But it still didn't work. And then he donated his expensive watch. But it still didn't seem to work. The curse remained the same. But then 3 days passed and the master returned. So Jack immediately went to find him. They met at the restaurant, but the master told him he couldn't fix it. He told Jack to resign himself to his fate.